looking for a little support this holiday season.
Ashley Powell, Director of Community Relations for the Colts, talking about horseshoe helpings at the event. Colts players and cheerleaders and even mascot Blue work with volunteers to give away Thanksgiving meals at Lucas Oil Stadium. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Well, this weekend you'll want to look at the biggest selection of artificial trees in Indiana, already reduced 30%. Come see our pre-lit trees in stock ranging from 2 to 14 foot tall. Plus, you'll get an extra discount on some of the best-selling trees. And with purchase, we'll even throw in a $25 gift card from our gift shop. Just arriving, fresh greens and live trees. Large selection of ornaments also on sale. Buy two, get one free. Can't make it to our stores? Well, check out our artificial trees online at sullivanhardware.com. So come in or buy online. The choice is yours. Again, this year at our 71st and Keystone store, climb aboard the Sullivan Express train and visit Santa. Book your tickets at sullivanhardware.com. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan, 114th and Allisonville Road in Fishers.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Baer.
Harrison, I just heard the answer to our delay here on the east side. It's southbound before 65, before 70 down to Washington Street. Crash reported in that area. Between 70 and Washington Street, we'll have more WIBC traffic. Southside eastbound 465 slows before 31 over to Emerson. Traffic sponsored by Meijer. Feast for less this Thanksgiving with Meijer Grade A frozen turkey for 55 cents per pound, limit 2. Save big on your Thanksgiving meal and holiday shopping at Meijer. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should see some sunshine today, but a cold day. Highs in the lower 30s, if not upper 20s, with feel-like temps in the teens. Tonight, mostly clear and cold, with overnight lows bottoming out in the mid-teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8, Stephanie Mead for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
On 93 WIBC.
So let's rock it!
Oh, man, Hammer, so many investigations going on right now.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, we've got investigations. The House is investigating the Biden crime family. We've got, this just got announced today, there's a new special counsel probe overseeing the criminal investigation, Donald Trump. But first, we'll start with the Indianapolis Colts. There's an investigation over the hiring of interim head coach, the very inexperienced, the very white Jeff Saturday.
So it's an interim status, right? Last time I checked, this was not a full-time announcement.
No. Had no idea what it's going to look like after the season ends for Jeff Saturday.
Because the Rooney Rule, which is in place for the NFL to make sure that candidates of diverse backgrounds get a fair opportunity, does not apply to mid-season changes. So what are we doing here? What's the whole point of this? If you're trying to point out that, well, Jim Irsay clearly has to be a racist because he brought in Jeff Saturday, I'd like to point out that of the last 4 Colts head coaches, half of them have been black guys. So
there's an investigation now going on from this alliance?
The Fritz Pollard Alliance wants to take a closer look at the Colts hiring of Jeff Saturday. They put out this statement yesterday, quote, "In light of the recent interim head coaching hire in Indianapolis, the FPA has initiated an inquiry with the NFL into whether this hiring process conformed with NFL hiring guidelines for naming an interim head coach."
Dun, dun, dun,
Let me just stop them right there. It did. It did. An interim coach pretty much can be anybody who you want, and it gets you through the finish line. Now, at the end of the year, I'm sure Jim Irsay is going to say, all right, now we've got to find a full-time permanent head coach. Jeff Saturday could be that guy. He could be on that list, but they will interview everyone and do things accordingly.
You can't screw around in the middle of a season and fire your current head coach. And then, I mean, the interview process takes a long time to be the head coach of an NFL franchise. Right. So you can't. So it takes weeks and weeks and weeks in the offseason, maybe months. But in the middle of the season, you need to make a decision just like that.
And Jeff Saturday was already working for the organization, because normally what happens when a coach gets blown out midseason, the assistant coach takes over and gets you to the finish line. Well, honestly, coming off that Patriots effort, if you want to call it that, of a couple of weeks ago, Jim Irsay was like, nobody on this staff deserves to be a head coach right now. So I'm going to go with our consultant, Jeff Saturday. He's going to look at the talent. He's going to report back to me. And if he's a good coach, hot damn, we'll kill two birds with one stone. So this is ridiculous. Jim Irsay is a lot of things, right? Jim Irsay is a lot of stuff, but he's not a racist. That's like the least thing you can point out about Jim Irsay.
Of course. How we feel about the Colts' chances, by the way, Sunday? They're 7-point underdogs, right?
I'm taking the Colts with the points.
Really? Okay.
Again, I'm getting 7 points. I'm at home. I think Jeff Saturday is going to bring a little juice to the joint.
Yeah.
And
you can run all over the Eagles, right?
You can run on the Eagles.
That's the blueprint.
And
the
again,
Eagles!
I don't need the Colts to win. I just need them to hang around if I'm getting the points. But I do think the Colts have a chance to win. There's something different about this squad right now. And I get the Raiders are hot trash, and that's why the Colts won that game. But there's a different feel about this squad. Yeah. So I'm excited for it. We have an update on a story we had yesterday, Nige. So if you remember yesterday, we heard from the House Oversight Committee Chairman, James Comer. They're talking about how when the Republicans officially take over as the majority in the House after the new year, they were going to launch an investigation into Hunter Biden, which was really an investigation into Joe Biden.
This is an investigation of Joe Biden. This is an investigation of Joe Biden. And that's where the committee will focus in this next Congress.
Okay.
We all heard that, right?
Right.
Well,
what's the problem?
Today, the same guy, your House chairman, your Oversight Committee chairman, says, well, we're going to subpoena Hunter, but Joe Biden.
What?
We're not going to call him to testify.
Joe Biden's the big guy. What do you mean he's not going to subpoena Joe Biden? He's the big guy in the Hunter emails, the 10%. He gets the $1 million, he sends his son. I mean, Hunter's the conduit.
Right.
Sets up the deals, and the big guy gets 10%, right?
They're not going to call Joe Biden to testify, which is what we talked about. These wishy-washy weenies that talk a big game and don't do a damn thing. All right, let's have the hearing. Let's blast Hunter. Let's talk about crack. Let's talk about coke. Let's talk about hookers and Burisma, and let's embarrass him, and let's do all the things, because honestly, I'm here for it. But don't tell me twice we're going after Joe Biden. And then when you're asked if you're going to subpoena Joe Biden, say, no, just Hunter.
Well, in other news, this was big headline just as we were coming on the air, Hammer. You know what? If the January 6th committee didn't stop Trump from running for president, it didn't stop Trump, right? That was the whole reason for the January 6th committee. So Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and all those idiots, we can't have Trump running again, so we're going to have this committee. That didn't stop him. So how about a new special counsel probe overseeing Trump's criminal investigation having to do with the Mar-a-Lago documents and also January 6th transfer of power?
Does anybody in Washington do anything other than do investigations on each other?
I think it'd be hilarious if it was Mueller again, like in 2018. I mean, for God's sake, between the FBI and the Department of Justice, do you think Donald Trump would be in an orange jumpsuit in isolation on Rikers Island by now?
Right.
And he's not. They haven't got him in anything.
He's running for president.
And that's what, again, this is really what this is all about. And I think it was either Jim Jordan or Gates or somebody said, like when is the FBI and the DOJ going to stop interfering with elections? For God's sake, like in 2016, spied on the Trump campaign. 2018, the Mueller probe. 2020, they suppressed all the details with the Hunter laptop. 2022, raided President Trump's house before the election. And now we have a brand new special counsel probe. After 3 days after he announced Trump, saying, well, look, we're just going to do everything the right way. This is going to be conflict of interests here. So this is what it's going to be. Some guy named Jack Smith. He's the new Mueller.
Okay, fantastic. Because the last Mueller worked out so well for him.
That's right.
Another update, since we're doing updates here. So earlier today, CNN reported that the Justice Department said that the Saudi Crown Prince is going to be immune from a civil lawsuit over the death of former Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
MBS.
This is what it sounded like.
Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi Crown Prince, who the U.S. says approved the operation that led to the murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi, should be granted immunity. That's the recommendation from the Biden administration. Now, this immunity would apply to a civil suit brought by Khashoggi's fiancé and a human rights organization founded by the late journalist. In response, his fiancé said, quote, Jamal died again today.
So that was this morning, okay?
Yeah.
A couple hours later, a different host on CNN says that, well, this whole immunity thing, it might be just a suggestion.
So this is a suggestion of immunity. The State Department has said this does not reflect the merits of the case. However, it does seem to reflect MBS's new role. He's not just the Crown Prince anymore. He's now Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia.
So a couple things. One, it is a suggestion of immunity, but courts almost never, and I think it's safe to say would never override a recommendation from the Justice Department that an individual like this be granted immunity.
Funny how that works. Probably a deal for more Saudi oil.
Bingo.
Wasn't Biden just down there a couple of months ago fist bumping the guy?
That's right.
With his hat in his hand begging for more oil, and they turned him down? Hey, sure. You know what? Actually, the second thought, we'll give you a deal on the oil, but we want a little something in return here.
You know that journalist that we brutally murdered?
Yes.
Can you let us off the hook for that? Yeah. And Joe Biden probably bowed down, kissed the ring, and said, okay. But I think it's funny that in just a couple of hours, I think the Department of Justice probably said, how the hell did CNN find this out? Somebody tell them it's just a suggestion at this point, even though it's totally going to happen. But just tell them it's a suggestion. That's kind of how this stuff plays out.
Always.
We've got producer Sam with us today. Sam, hit me with some vaccine stuff. Pharmacies, antibodies, side effects, vaccine stuff.
Haven't had a vaccine stuff for a while, I feel like.
No, it feels like everybody's kind of turned the corner on it, with the exception of a big university in South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame will require another round of the vaccine for students if you're wanting to enroll in the 2023-24 academic school year.
So you're saying a vaccine mandate.
Correct.
At Notre Dame.
Now, they were on that stuff early, if you remember. They were doing vaccine mandates before it was cool. And when everybody else has decided we've moved on, the Golden Domers are like, you know what? We still want to make you have the jab.
What was the point again of this? They need a booster, the booster requirement.
Right. The bivalent booster vaccine is required for all Notre Dame students, undergrad, graduate, and professional, including students studying or performing research remotely or virtually. So even if you want to stay in your own living room by yourself, you still have to have a vaccine at Notre Dame.
That's ridiculous. They should have said, including students who are not at risk at all for severe disease of COVID. This includes you too.
If you're studying virtually alone, you still have to have the vaccine booster.
Wow, we're still doing this, huh?
We're still doing it. See, Notre Dame, this is why you haven't won big football games over the last couple of years. Crap like this. Too soon? I'm sorry, Irish fans. All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Looking at the east side, southbound 465. After I-70 crash, blocking two left lanes. Traffic is stopped for about a mile and a half, well past I-70. Again, two left lanes blocked there. And inbound 65 is starting to slow from 21st Street to the North Split. Traffic sponsored by Fresh Time Market. This week at Fresh Time Market, save on antibiotic-free, honest, fresh turkey, just $1.49 a pound. Now through November 24th. Get real. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Matt Bear, you feel like coming in here and doing a segment with us?
Hell yes.
I love having Matt Bear on the show on Fridays.
Fridays with Matt.
Yes. So you get your big traffic loving ass in here. We'll have a little conversation, and we'll have that here in just a moment. It's 28 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
When you start
going down this idea that people you disagree with aren't human. The rhetoric, the dehumanization leads to disaster. It leads to violence. It leads to bloodshed. The people who want to scream anybody they disagree with is a Nazi, that's the dehumanizing. That's a real issue. I think everyone needs a bourbon and needs to calm down.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Complete an application for a refinance or purchase by the end of the year and receive up to $1,000 back at closing. TheHomeLoanExpert.com/Friday.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
Cold Indiana winters. Temperatures are dropping. Costs are up. Energy bills are up. That's why you need new Window Nation energy-efficient windows installed. 2 free windows with every 2 you buy right now with Window Nation.
This deal is going to be going away soon. So at least make the phone call and ask if you can lock the deal in now. And maybe you get new windows now. Maybe you wait a little bit. But Window Nation wants to hear from you. Because this deal, it is a game changer. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And there's no limit. And you don't pay anything until 2025. We're talking about no payments, no down payments, no interest. Save thousands of bucks. But it all starts with a phone call. What do you have to lose? Give them a call right now. 866-90-NATION. Ask how you can get this amazing deal. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. But you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
If your anniversary is coming up or you're thinking about proposing, you need to come to Barrington Jewels. Our incredible selection of engagement rings has made us the premier choice over the past 20 years. You'll find the finest quality, craftsmanship, and value on diamonds and breathtaking gemstones of all kinds, including environmentally friendly, lab-grown diamonds of all sizes and shapes. And when you need service and repair, we have Indy's quickest turnaround at the lowest prices. Barrington Jewels, East 82nd Street at Clearwater Crossing.
You know what they're doing in Washington right now? They're talking about making cuts to your Social Security benefits. So the money you were counting on for retirement could end up being a lot less than you thought it would be. Hey, don't get shortchanged on Social Security. Don't do it. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free customized Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Bill knows Social Security like the back of his hand, and this customized analysis doesn't cost a dime. If you've saved at least $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-805-4716. 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716.
Hey, Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. My Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus special financing. Ends Monday. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Jason Hammer's over there. I'm Nigel. Our traffic guy, Matt Bear, is hanging out with us in studio. You're usually in your little spot down on the opposite end of the studio in the newsroom behind closed doors.
Yeah,
but we like to have a little segment with Matt Bear called Fridays with Matt.
Yeah, the traffic centra.
You went missing for a little while there, Matt.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was on a milk carton, and it was the craziest thing, and you know the rumors were circulating. I guess
but you just got back last week,
Thursday,
right?
yeah.
Last Thursday. Yeah.
Was the craziest thing. I had a surgery, emergency surgery. You put those two words together, it's never fun. But they had to go in and put in a new colon. It's like getting a new engine to your car. You know, like getting a new bicycle.
Wait. You really? Is that for real?
Yeah,
a new colon?
What they did was I call it a new colon, but basically they took out my large intestine, about a foot of it. And I got all crinkled up, and it's something that it was completely unexpected. It was 3 weeks ago from tonight. Actually, I was at home.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you. This is it's like the 7th-month anniversary in a new relationship. You know,
is this the first time you've talked about it?
Yeah,
wow,
absolutely.
Okay.
First time I really said anything public to anybody.
Because let me tell you what happened. Because you came on our program, God, probably a month or two ago, and you poured your soul out about some of the issues you faced with alcohol and substance and sobriety. People thought there was an unfortunate setback, and they were texting Nigel and I all the time, oh my God, please tell me Matt's okay. And we didn't want to respond and talk about you and your health, but just know that the Hammer and Nigel show listeners were concerned for you.
And that makes my heart sing. And thank you to everybody for your concerns. I don't know if I deserve it, but I really appreciate it. But no, it was a surgery, and it was the craziest thing. I mean, they basically,
So wait a minute. What happened with your? Just real quick.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but it was your something got caught in there or something.
It got bent.
It
got crinkled. Yeah, there was a blockage, as they call it, and we don't need to say what was blocked necessarily, but things could not pass through.
Oh no!
And guys, I tell you, it was the most excruciating pain you could imagine. A friend of mine who went through it described it as this: you think you're dying, which happened, and then you want to die, which happened.
Oh.
Yeah, and they filled me up with, I got there, and they don't waste any time with this. They filled me up with morphine and Oxycontin. It just bounced right off me. It did not do anything for the pain. It was that intense.
Were there concerns based off of your history of sobriety that the painkillers would be a problem?
Yeah, I mean, I had those concerns because, and I said this off the air, if there's anything more that I like alcohol, and I love my alcohol, that would be painkillers. It would be the opiate family, because I spent some time with those. The time in my life I wasn't drinking. I was popping hydrocodone and Oxycontin like they're Pez, like they're candy.
Well, you're chasing the feeling of not being sick with that stuff, right? It's not the high necessarily. It's because when you finally come down off that crap, I felt like I had a flu for like 5 days after I came out after I had surgery on my nose.
It takes 1 week. It takes 1 week to get addicted to that, and I was only on that for a few days, and I still had to go through withdrawal from the Oxycontin.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's just so bad. But yeah, I was worried about that, but thankfully we're off.
They put you to sleep?
Yes, they did. My anesthesiologist, A+, was very excited about that. As I was going to sleep, the last words I heard were "glostomy bag."
Oh, no.
Those are the last words, and all of a sudden I perk up and I go, "Ah!"
And you're out. Just fall asleep.
Then I pass out. Yeah. And
so wait, they said there's a possibility of a colostomy bag situation?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, those fleeting moments right before I go under, I'm thinking, I'm single. I'm middle-aged. This is hard enough the way it is right now. I'm not on a dating websites. I've got to meet girls somehow, and I'm going to have this big bag of crap
literally
attached to me. I'm going to be at the gym trying to do whatever I do, and I'll be like, hey, you want to lift some weights with a guy with a glostomy bag here? Huh? You like my bag of poop? I'm going to set my bag of poop over here on this barbell, if you don't mind.
Do you have to ask the workers, excuse me, where can I put my bag of poop?
I've got an extra 24 inches of rope here so I can go around the. Yeah, it was scary, but and with all due respect to anybody that has one of those, I mean, they do save lives, but thankfully we didn't have to go to that. So
again, we're chatting with Matt Bear, our traffic guy.
Wow, man.
He was out for a good couple of weeks, and people were concerned. What's going on? there's so many things that people think about, right? They were concerned about your sobriety. Let's be honest, we're going through an ownership change. People were concerned that, Matt Baer makes way too much money, so he had to be fired.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But you're feeling great, and you look great.
Thank you. And
are you feeling great?
I really do. I mean, it's a grind, man. It really is. I can't do any exercise for another 4 weeks. I mean, so you got to fill your time.
Because you love it.
I'll join you in that. Just show support and solidarity. I got your back, Matt Baer.
You.
I'm not going to do a damn thing over the next 4 weeks.
It's like growing a beard for November.
It's what friends do.
Yeah, I love it. But the fact is, you look at the evidence and you say, I'm alive. And you say, some people don't get these chances. I get a second, third, fourth chance. I'm like Mario Brothers, the very first one where you start with 3 lives. That's it. you burn through 2 of them, and you're like, okay, I got to be careful now. But I'm blessed, man.
What did they do with the part of the intestine they cut out? Did they let you keep it? Like souvenir? It's in a baggie on your shelf?
Matt fed it to a dog.
Because when I woke up, I was so excited. First thing I did was I went to Twitter. Don't go to Twitter when you're on Oxy. That was the first thing. Secondly, I looked at my doctor. She's beautiful. And I go, oh, you're beautiful. By the way, can I have my large intestine back? I'm like, because I'm getting taxed from my people.
Boy, if I had $1 for every time I've had to say that, Nigel.
And she looks at me dead serious. She's like, Mr. Bear, we dispose of that. Completely not charmed. Didn't think I was funny at all. I was like, come on, I'm making a poop joke here. What kind of hospital did I go to? I'm going to Ashkenazi next time.
Well, we're glad you're doing all right. And it's great
back,
to see
baby.
you, Matt.
Great to see you guys. God bless you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Denny Smith for Sundown Gardens. The holiday open house is this weekend. 20% off all holiday decor in Miss Mary's gift shop. Winter porch pots, fresh garland, and wreaths of various sizes for purchase. Santa's going to be there for photos from 11 to 3 on Saturday. Door prizes, including gift cards and custom gift baskets, too. The Hamilton County Newfoundland Dog Rescue will be on site with dogs to raise money and pose for photos. The holiday open house, Saturday and Sunday at Sundown Gardens, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road, sundown.gardens.com.
Well, it was time for Richard in Maryland, in Indy, to downsize and move into some place that they could have some help, some assisted living. And so the best price was their focus to pay for the higher costs of that assisted living. Mark Deedle and his team listened, and they cared about Richard and Maryland's needs. They knew what needed to happen, and their home sold in a few weeks at the price they were able to get quick and easy, and it's all because of Mark Deedle.
Call the only agent that we recommend on the Hammer and Nigel Show, and that is Mark Deedle. Mark Deedle guarantees an offer in 3 days or less for full market value, or he will list it for free. That is the Mark Deedle guarantee. Call him today. 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hubler has all the top brands: Chevy, Buick, GMC, Ford, Acura, Honda, Mazda, Nissan, and more. And every new vehicle includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to sell your vehicle? We'll pay you top dollar, even if you don't buy ours. Take it from Brooke Hubler.
You can get a car anywhere, but you can only get a warranty like this at Hubler. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Visit drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. Copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why it's going to be so cold. Cloudy, 27 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Not much on the radar. Maybe a very light snow in some areas of downtown. Low of 19 degrees. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Northern Indiana will get some lake effect snow today and this weekend. Central Indiana is in the clear.
Thankfully for Central Indiana and areas, in the central portions of the state, we aren't looking at any accumulating snow today, but there could be a few flurries as we get into the afternoon.
Forecaster Andrew White says the bigger threat is freezing cold late tonight and this weekend. He says we're back in the 40s and 50s next week. A mobile home fire that killed 2 children in Brazil, Indiana, Wednesday may have started from an electrical issue, says the Clay County Sheriff's Office. The issue might have been from a power strip and foul play not suspected. A 3-year-old and 3-month-old died in the fire while their father was at work and the mother was across the street with a neighbor. The nation's attorney general is looking at whether criminal charges should be filed against former President Donald Trump.
I'm here today to announce the appointment of a special counsel in connection with 2 ongoing criminal investigations that have received significant public attention.
AG Merrick Garland said one investigation is focused on whether Trump broke the law storing White House documents at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. The other involves last year's Capitol riot. Trump announced a third run for president this week. A man who said he was following former President Trump's orders when he stormed the U.S. Capitol last year will serve time in federal prison. Dustin Thompson from Ohio was sentenced to 3 years behind bars, found guilty of several charges earlier this year, including theft of government property. He stole a bottle of liquor and a coat rack from the Capitol. Paramount Schools in Indianapolis received a $3 million gift from Mackenzie Scott. Paramount Schools CEO Tommy Reddix tells Wish TV that they're still figuring out what to do with all that money.
I think we want to take opinions in from our staff, let their voices be heard, and make some internal decisions of how we can celebrate everybody and how we got here.
According to a press release, they also plan to open 2 more facilities, one in South Bend and another in Lafayette. The statewide average for gas today is $3.92 per gallon, says Gas Buddy. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
Don't you love fall in Indy, but you hate the paint? Well, do what your neighbor Mark did. He called Rhino Shield.
It's a 2-story home built in 1992. Around 2001, looking at needing to paint, I heard a radio ad, with Rhino Shield, you won't have to paint again for another 25 years.
That's because Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
They're very professional. We had everything done. Everything that would typically be painted on a house was done, and it was very fast.
All right, Indy, get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
It was done in 2001 and still going strong. From what I've seen on our home, they can easily offer a 25-year guarantee and not worry about it.
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
No paint. Don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic at 3:35, here's Matt Bear.
Harrison East Side, southbound 465 after I-70 crash, blocking 2 left lanes. And traffic stop back to Penn Pike. Inbound 69 slows, 96th Street down to 82nd. And eastbound 465 slows at Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Everyone knows that soaking in Epsom salts can make you feel better. Now imagine soaking in Epsom salts in a Royal Spa hot tub. RoyalSpa.com. Royal Spa. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should see some sunshine today, but a cold day. Highs in the lower 30s, if not upper 20s, with feel like temps in the teens. Tonight, mostly clear and cold, with overnight lows bottoming out in the mid-teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8, Stephanie Mead for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Hammer is right over there. Is Twitter I went to bed last night and the last thing I saw was Twitter was trending on its own site.
Right. It was full circle.
It was gonna shut down or something like that because I don't know, over 90% of the employees have left and there's only 10% left, and Elon Musk stopped giving out free lunches to his employees. And the last thing I saw was like, oh boy, this whole thing's going to shut down. That was the big rumor, right?
Well, it's still functioning. As a matter of fact, some people have gained their account back, like the Babylon Bee. Their restrictions have been lifted. Even that lunatic Kathy Griffin, who I am convinced is Ronald McDonald, her account has been, freed up of any restrictions. Now, Elon Musk did tweet out that no decision has been made yet in regards to a certain former president and his Twitter account.
Who's making that decision?
Well, that's an interesting question because it sounds like if you read this story from overseas, the BBC, which can mean something totally different here in America, this story claims that there's almost like a mutiny at the Twitter headquarters where the employees that have not been fired yet, and there's a lot of those, basically said, we need to have some changes made here. Well, they're all locked out because Elon Musk felt like they were going to try to take the company back. some sort of mutiny, doing things on the site that he didn't approve of. So this story claims that all the doors are locked. Nobody can swipe in or out at Twitter. The headquarters are closed.
I saw that. Now, one of the theories is, I'm looking at it right here, somebody on Twitter said one possibility is that Elon Musk thinks Twitter's culture, the corporate culture, is so awful and so broken that there's no turning it around. It can't be reformed with the employee base that's currently there. So what he's doing, and according to this person, sometimes CEOs want most of the employees to quit so they can rebuild.
Okay.
It's like a thing that they want.
Okay.
And so that's kind of one of the theories out there going around right now.
Well, he's certainly doing the whole bull in a china shop thing, and it's been a hot mess in there. And he's changed his mind on a couple things, like the whole anybody can get a blue check mark for $8. He kind of went back and forth on all of that. So he's going to have to come up with some sort of new business model if this thing is going to be successful. Because whatever they're doing now isn't working, and it hasn't been working. But for everybody to say, oh, it's going to be going away, it's going to be shutting down. The dude didn't drop down $44 billion for this thing to just be shut down in a week, throw his hands up and go, screw it.
That's a good point.
And honestly, maybe I'm the Lone Ranger here, just for argument's sake. Let's say that Elon goes in there this weekend and says, you know what? The best thing for humanity, the best thing for free speech is if I just delete this thing. And he takes the cord and he unplugs it and deletes all the servers.
Like the guy in Airplane?
Like the guy in Airplane. And he's holding up the cord and he's smiling with that diabolical look in his face. Maybe I'm the only one, but I'd be here for that. Blowing the whole thing up, kind of like what Forrest Gump said in the movie.
That's good. One less thing.
One less
thing to worry about.
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah,
I am here for the deletion. I use Twitter. It's a great source of information, but if it went away tomorrow, am I going to be okay? I think I'll be fine. We got some legal stuff to attend to. Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff. This story about Target is wild. These are some insane numbers. So the CFO of Target, the big chain store, Target, they say that crime has cost their business approximately $400 million this year.
Crime?
Crime. And that could be up to $600 million before the new year. I guess Target has been ripped off in terms of merchandise by a combination of organized crime, petty theft, and these smash and grab looting incidents.
I see those all the time still. Like an organized effort to go into a Target and loot the entire store and just walk right back out.
Right,
like,
just ransack
grab as much stuff as you can and walk back out, and there's nobody there to stop you.
$400 million. That's how much merchandise they've had stolen this year. And they claim that it's going to be up to $600 million before the beginning of the year.
It's just time to start putting people back in jail. Maybe for these crimes.
Nigel, we have to find the root causes first.
Well,
we can't put bad guys in jail. We have to find the root causes.
Maybe you could do both at the same time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spitballing.
That guy with 20 plus felonies that shot somebody, we can't put him behind bars to stay. We have to find the root causes.
Well, I was reading
ridiculous.
I was reading a thing about the finance editor at Yahoo.com had a story about this. And they mentioned something about, well, look, here's what the root, the stealing, it's, they kind of were trying to tie it to wealth inequality. Like that's there's wealth inequality. That's why it's happening too. But stealing just increases the prices for everybody.
Right.
I'm thinking, right. I mean, that's just going to, send prices through the roof unless you steal it. Then it's still free.
It's free to you, but for law-abiding citizens, then everything else goes up. So we'll see what happens if there's any more security, but organized smash and grabs and things of that nature.
How much would it cost them? I would say $400 million in merchandise so far. It could be $600 million before 2023. How much would it cost Target to put armed guards in the stores or private security in the stores or somebody at the door, a door guy?
You would think with a store named Target, they'd have a gunman in there, right? I mean, it makes perfect sense.
So, I mean, just a presence of authority So this kind of thing can't happen. I'm sure it probably would cost not even anywhere near $400 million for them to do that.
Right. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of stuff at Target. Target, as some folks dub it.
Yes.
So where are we at with this story? There's this gymnast for LSU. She's a college student. Her name is Olivia Doon. Ever since college students and college athletes have been able to get endorsements, they call it name, image, likeness, NIL deals, she has made almost $2 million. She is a smoking hot, ridiculously hot gymnast for LSU, big social media influencer.
Olivia Dunn. Is
And
that her name?
she puts her pictures out there that are pretty risque, to say the least. She knows what she's doing.
Hello.
Well,
There she is.
Stanford basketball women's coach, the head coach of the women's team, Tara Vanderveer, has said that it sets women back because she's capitalizing on her sexuality and not her athletic ability or her mind. Now, mind you, this Olivia Dunn chick has made almost $2 million being a social media superstar and getting endorsements.
But yet she's still an athlete, though, right?
Yes, she's still on the LSU gymnastics team.
So what does the Stanford women's coach care?
She claims that because she's using her sexuality, it sets women back who are athletes because they want to be judged as athletes, not, eye candy.
What about the men who think they're women that compete against women?
Ooh, we haven't heard from Tara Vanderveer on that. Maybe she's some sort of ist.
Okay.
But I got no problem. If you want to make $2 million showing people your butthole, be my guest. I do not care. That's money for you. Knock yourself out. I am with the LSU gymnast on this one.
Yes, I am too. I'm looking at her right now, actually.
That's inappropriate. Taking a break. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There's a lot of sexy content on the internet. And there's WIBC, full of faces meant for radio. Hammer and Nigel, Kendall and Casey. Okay, Casey could be on TV. Now streaming every day on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/WIBC.
At Franciscan Health, we're inspired by what moves you and how you move through life. So if you're suffering from joint pain and want to get back to an active lifestyle, Franciscan Health Mooresville and Carmel, home to the Center for Hip and Knee Surgery, is your best move. Our world-renowned orthopedic surgeons offer the latest advancements in total joint replacement, including outpatient surgery. If you're ready to get moving with less pain, request an appointment at centerforhipandkneesurgery.org.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. premierarms.com.
Rebates are back. Leasing is back. Order banks are open. Non-commissioned sales staff ready to impress. It's Thanksgiving and it's time to give thanks. Stanley Chevrolet in McCordsville. Every new Chevy below MSRP. GM employee and supplier discounts honored. New inventory is back. Used inventory is back. Every new Chevy below MSRP. We're close, we're easy, and we'll save you a whole lot of money. Stanley Chevrolet in McCordsville is giving thanks for this Thanksgiving. Now through November 30. Excludes Corvette and Z06.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment taxes and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
We don't care if you're a donkey or an elephant. We don't care if you're white collar, blue collar, or no collar. We don't care how old you are, what gender you are, or how much melanin you have in your skin. At Hancock Health, we care about just one thing, giving you everything you need to make health possible in your life, whatever kind of beautiful human being you are. Learn more about our healthcare network, one built just for you, at hancockhealth.org.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, is back on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Paramount Network.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
It's the season to give thanks and celebrate family and friends with the traditions that comfort us, like enjoying honey-baked ham, slow smoked for 24 hours with their special blend of hardwood chips, spiral sliced for easy serving, then fire glazed right in the store to create that sweet, crunchy finish they're famous for. It's why 4 generations of families have made honey-baked ham the centerpiece of their holiday dinners since 1957. Taste the tradition with 2 Central Indiana locations, West 96th Street and Michigan Road in Indy and East Greyhound Pass in Carmel.
When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers. E-waste piling up? Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Everyone knows that soaking in Epsom salts can make you feel better. Now imagine soaking in Epsom salts in a Royal Spa hot tub.
Ah, Royal Spa.
There's a lot of sexy content on the internet. And there's WIBC, full of faces meant for radio. Hammer and Nigel, Kendall and Casey. Okay, Casey could be on TV. Now streaming every day on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/WIBC.
I have 2 TV shows and I'm on TV every day. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Looking at the east side.
You know how I feel about that commercial. You know how I feel about that promo.
You know how I feel about it, too.
I got 2 damn shows. 2 shows, and I'm on TV every day with Nigel doing the Wish TV hit for Is This Anything?
You got a face for radio, Hammer. Looking at these southbound.
I've got more TV shows than radio shows.
Looking at these side. Southbound 465 crash after I-70. 2 left lanes blocked. Traffic stop back to Penn Pike. Northbound lanes also stop and go right now. 74 up to Washington Street. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Don't miss the annual B Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% discount plus manufacturer's rebates. No payments, no interest for 18 months. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
28 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and we got a little booze news.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel present
Booze news, booze news. Yeah. Time for booze. You know, everybody's talking about today how Qatar has banned alcoholic beverages, beer, around the World Cup stadiums. World Cup starts this weekend. Big soccer thing. The United States has very slim chance of winning this. But all anybody's talking about today is Qatar and how they've no more alcohol in and around the stadium, the World Cup, where they play the soccer. And I'm thinking, well, that's a great way to distract from the fact that you guys are a bunch of criminal human rights violators. To get everybody talking about the fact that, well, we're not going to serve alcohol. They would rather have people talking about Qatar banning alcohol at the World Cup than have people talking about the human rights violations, egregious human rights violations that are still going on in Qatar in terms of LGBTQ. Who knows how many people died? Slave migrants from Nepal. I think they averaged 1 a day dying when they were building the facilities for the World Cup. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the treatment of the LGBTQ. But what does the United States do? They change their logo on their shirts, their uniforms, to reflect the rainbow flag.
So they're still playing in the tournament.
Oh, sure. Yeah, too much money there. There's too much money.
Right.
No, you don't see anybody on ESPN or Fox or anybody talking, bad about the human rights violations over there. But, boy, once they announce they're not serving Budweiser at the World Cup in those stadiums, that's just all over the internet right now.
This is a classic example of money talks and BS walks, because there's no way Qatar should be hosting this because of, one, their human rights violations, two, the things that they believe in. So no booze. Okay. They're also saying that if you're not married, no intercourse.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to bump uglies in hotel rooms unless you're married.
And, by the way, you're not allowed to be gay.
No, you're
that's
not.
A jail sentence there.
But they were still rewarded with hosting the most prestigious soccer tournament in the world.
Absolutely.
Money talks and BS walks, man. Here's a little lighter booze news for you. Coors Light is now selling color-changing nail polish. So if you're a lady, or I guess a dude, and you have this nail polish on, and you grab a Coors Light, the nail polish will tell you how cold the beer is.
That's how you know you're a real alcoholic. Yeah, I got this nail polish. It's going to tell me how much my pint of beer is cold or warm. Yeah, I really need this to facilitate my alcoholism.
Because on the can, the mountains change color.
Yeah, that's right.
But now, if you have the corresponding nail polish, your nail polish will change color. We've just got one more hour to go. Short show today. We're coming right back.
You know what they're doing in Washington right now? They're talking about making cuts to your Social Security benefits. So the money you were counting on for retirement could end up being a lot less than you thought it would be. Hey, don't get shortchanged on Social Security. Don't do it. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free customized Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Bill knows Social Security like the back of his hand, and this customized analysis doesn't cost a dime. If you've saved at least $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-805-4716. 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. In the last year, we've seen our competition double, even triple their delivery charges. Thompson Furniture and Mattress still delivers for free within 75 miles of Columbus. White glove delivery and setup from the best team anywhere, and it's all for free. Whether it's your Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers, Tempur-Pedic, outdoor furniture, it doesn't matter. It's delivered free. Guaranteed best price plus free delivery only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
My name is Sophie.
Sasha. Robert. Ron. And I'm alive thanks to my nurse practitioner.
My nurse practitioner saved me from a lifelong heart condition.
She prescribed the right medication. My NP diagnosed my multi-organ failure.
My NP listens.
She saved my life. Twice. And I will always be grateful.
To learn why millions of people choose NPs, visit us at wechoosenps.org.
Paid for by AANP.
If your anniversary is coming up or you are thinking about proposing, then you need to get to Barrington Jewels to see their incredible selection. At Barrington Jewels, you'll find the finest quality craftsmanship and value for diamonds and breathtaking gemstones, including sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and more. Barrington Jewels also offers environmentally friendly, lab-grown diamonds of all sizes and shapes. For jewelry repair or service, they have Indy's quickest turnaround at the lowest price. Barrington Jewels, East 82nd Street at Clearwater Crossing.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our tractor lineup rated #1 in durability and owner experience, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home a Kubota BX Series tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $700. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
This is Ryan again, owner of Plumbing Heating Paramedics. Paramedics know that timing is everything. And for us, mild weather this time of year means furnace sales are slower, which means you can take advantage of our best offer of the year. Now through December 10th, we are offering $2,500 off a new Trane furnace or air conditioner. A deal this strong allows us to keep our technicians busy and gives you the best deal of the year. Call to schedule your free home evaluation today or visit phparamedics.com for more details.
At Landmark Recovery, we know that living life addicted to drugs or alcohol is isolating and empty, especially during the holidays. Do you really want to live life that way? Get help with your addiction to find a more fulfilling way to live life. Reconnect to who you really are and the people who love you most. Get addiction help with Landmark Recovery. Call 866-LANDMARK or visit landmarkrecovery.com today.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Donnie Burgess reports on the cold weather this weekend. Indy Metro Police are investigating a shooting that happened on the south side this afternoon and how a railroad strike would affect Indiana and your wallet. All that and more after Fox News Radio from the Shepherd Community Center studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
The former president says he won't accept it. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Former President Trump ripping the newly announced appointment of a special counsel to take over investigations related to January 6th and presidential records, including the handling of classified documents taken from Trump's Florida home by the FBI.
Based on recent developments, including the former president's announcement that he is a candidate for president in the next election, and the sitting president's stated intention to be a candidate as well, I have concluded that it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Attorney General Merrick Garland naming veteran federal prosecutor Jack Smith for the role. Trump telling Fox News Digital shortly after the announcement he will not partake in it, calling it the worst politicization of justice and saying he hopes the Republican Party will fight it. Prosecutors say 5 members of the Oath Keepers talked for weeks about using violence to try to overturn the 2020 election results. Their trial on seditious conspiracy charges is winding down. Closing arguments from the defense expected Monday. The search for evidence continues after the murder of 4 university students in Moscow, Idaho. Fox's Dan Springer is there.
Cops are still out here. There is another evidence team inside that house. This must be the most combed over crime scene I have ever seen. The murders took place early Sunday morning, and this is the 5th day after, and they are still inside looking for clues. They're not sharing those clues with us. We're getting more information from the autopsy and from the coroner. We learned that each of the victims had multiple stab wounds. They were deep, suggesting a long knife, and the coroner telling me it was likely the same knife used on all of the victims, although that has not been confirmed.
Police believe the victims were targeted. 2 other roommates who were home at the time were not injured. The Dow up 200 points at the closing bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Don't expect it to warm up this weekend. Cloudy, 28 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Not much on radar. Low down to 19 degrees tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The calendar says November, but the freezing cold says January. Donnie Burgess reports on your forecast for the next few days.
If you're in central Indiana, don't worry about any snow buildup. Down south will stay mostly clear, and northern Indiana will get a few inches of snow this weekend. But the bigger threat is the cold.
So we're looking at temperatures dropping
be into the mid-teens tonight and then even the low teens for tomorrow night.
Meteorologist Andrew White says this is the time for you to bundle up and winterize your home. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
IMPD says there was a shooting on the south side this afternoon. Officers responded around 3:30 to an apartment building off Turtle Creek East Drive, which is near the Thompson Road and Madison Avenue intersection. The victim is in critical condition, and police haven't said anything about a suspect or any arrests. A woman in Lafayette was found on fire outside of a hotel, say police. 60-year-old Julie Myers was left outside of a Drury Inn hotel October 30th and was later taken to the hospital where she died Wednesday from her burns. Lafayette police are still investigating what Myers was doing and why she was on fire. It came as a great surprise. Jaden Arnold reports on what's new for Paramount Schools.
Paramount Schools was already planning on opening new facilities in South Bend and Lafayette, but after getting a $3 million gift, it will be a lot easier. CEO Tommy Reddix tells Wish TV they didn't see this coming.
No application, there was no warning. We had no idea if it was a scam or legitimate. It was just really humbling, really exciting.
The gift comes from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott and has no restrictions. The school says they'll be able to reach 1,000 more students. Jaden Arnold, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A possible railroad strike would likely affect Indiana in several ways, says Kevin Brinegar, CEO of the Indiana Chamber of Commerce.
We've got the highest concentration of people employed in manufacturing as a percentage of our overall workforce of any state in the country.
He tells Wish TV if it happens, you'll likely end up paying extra for food and anything else that comes in on trains. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Well, this weekend, you'll want to look at the biggest selection of artificial trees in Indiana, already reduced 30%. Come see our pre-lit trees in stock ranging from 2 to 14 foot tall. Plus, you'll get an extra discount on some of the best-selling trees. And with purchase, we'll even throw in a $25 gift card from our gift shop. Just arriving, fresh greens and live trees. Large selection of ornaments also on sale. Buy two, get one free. Can't make it to our stores? Well, check out our artificial trees online at sullivanhardware.com. So come in or buy online. The choice is yours. Again, this year at our 71st and Keystone store, climb aboard the Sullivan Express train and visit Santa. Book your tickets at sullivanhardware.com. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan, 114th and Allisonville Road in Fishers.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, what's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at the east side right now where we have a crash. It's been out there for a bit. Southbound 465 after I-70 between 70 and Washington 40. Two left lanes are blocked. Traffic is stopped back to 70, well beyond that. Not quite to Penn Pike, but the delay is pretty fierce. Looking at inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic, 21st Street to the North Split. Traffic sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence Brands Containment Technologies help keep pets secure. As part of their Black Friday sale, get $300 off your system through November 13th. Schedule your consultation at InvisibleFence.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should see some sunshine today, but a cold day. Highs in the lower 30s, if not upper 20s, with feel like temps in the teens. Tonight, mostly clear and cold, with overnight lows bottoming out in the mid-teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8, Stephanie Mead for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Nigel.
Can you believe these characters
are weirdos? On 93 WIBC.
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Also joining us live in studio, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, writer for IndyPolitics.org. He hosts his own show here, longtime host here on 93 WIBC.
So what joined you guys dead in studio?
What's that?
You said y'all joined live in studio. What if you joined you guys dead in studio?
Yes. That'd be a problem.
Well, sometimes somebody's on the phone, so we like to have the bodies in the studio, Abdul.
What is this thing I'm looking at? I know we got a ton of stuff to cover, but is this Facebook page that says like Abdul for mayor? Is that really you?
It is Abdul for Indy. It is for me. Was put together by some friends of mine.
Okay, but so you're aware of this?
Yes, we are very aware of it.
Abdul for so you are toying with the notion of running for mayor.
Well, like I've said before, and I'll tell you guys, same thing I've told everybody else. I would be less than honest if I didn't say I wasn't thinking about it. Now, obviously, there are lots of things to take into consideration. Obviously, Marion County is a very Democratic county, 60-40. The incumbent mayor has $3 million in the bank. Also, there was a 20,000 vote difference between Ryan Mears and Cindy Carrasco in the most recent election. And so, so part of it is figuring out how to appeal to those 20,000 straight ticket voters. But but the other more difficult task at hand is convincing the lovely Mrs. Shabazz that this is a good idea.
Well, that's a thing.
Right. Because actually, I think it's because when someone asks me to do which is easier, to find the 20,000 votes or convince your wife, I think finding the 20,000 votes would be a little bit easier than convincing my wife right now.
Do you really think you can win in Marion County?
There's a puncher's chance, obviously, right now. I got to go through, like I said, the election results, which will be certified on November 21st. Then we would get a sort of a breakdown by precinct as to where the votes were between Ryan Mears, Cindy Carrasco. To me, that's the baseline. So there's that. I mean, if I didn't think first of all, anything is possible.
Right.
Now, is it probable? Sure. That remains to be seen.
Just for blanks and giggles, let's say that you do this thing and you're in. What is the main focuses of an Abdul candidacy?
Public safety, public works, and public trust. Public safety, which is getting our crime issue under control, which is involving the police, the prosecutors, the public defenders, the judges. So there's that. There's fixing our potholes and our crappy streets. And also, people need to feel good. Fundamentally, people need to feel good about where they live. People need hope, and that's one thing I've noticed has been missing for the past couple of years. Indianapolis is hope. It seems city seems adrift. I mean, we had the pandemic to deal with, and I understand that, but people just need to feel good about where. Now, obviously, any city, any major metropolitan area is going to have issues. I mean, you're going to have a crime problem, you're going to have a road problem.
Right. You're not going to have zero homicides.
Exactly. That's impossible. People should, at the very least, should feel good about where they live and about their city's leadership.
Seems like more often than not, though, those counties and those cities you're talking about are heavily blue. Cities and counties.
Yeah, but I argue there's no real blue way or red way to run a city. Either you know what you're doing or you don't. It's just that simple. For example, Steve Goldsmith, Bill Hudnut were Republicans. They knew what they were doing. Bart Peterson, at least the first couple of terms, knew what he was doing. So it like I said, there's no blue or DR. There's no RD way to run a city. Either you got it or you don't.
But are you concerned though that it seems like Cindy Carrasco ran a pretty decent campaign, had some money, had TV commercials, did media appearances? But because of the registration difference in Marion County, 60-40, that's where the election went down to. Are you concerned that even if you have a great campaign and you get all this money coming in, that you just can't get over the hump that people are going to vote straight ticket blue because that's what they do?
And the trick to deal with that is come with a strategy to convince people not to vote straight ticket, which I'll share a little bit later on.
So how much money does it cost to run a successful
$3 million?
$3 million.
Yep.
You need $3 million.
About
$3 million in the bank.
Yeah, $3 million some change.
Well, why don't you say so? Let me get my wallet out right now.
Sure, yeah.
I make radio money. That's nothing to me.
I will say this. I have been told and approached that raising money would not be as much of a challenge as I originally thought it would be.
Okay. Do you have a timeline on a potential decision?
End of the year.
Okay.
Well, that's not leaving very much time.
It's going to take that long to convince the missus.
So are you prepared if you do this thing? And again, it's a big if. We don't know at this point.
Yeah,
to have all your personal dirty laundry aired out. There's going to be like negative campaign commercials. Abdul Hakim Shabazz is OJ in disguise.
He's not saying he'll eat your children, but can you afford to take that chance?
Right.
I mean, I've been in politics almost 30 years, either as a reporter, political operative, etc., and I've written a lot of stuff. And I expect all that I expect everything I've ever done to be made public.
I wonder when it comes right down to it, I don't know where Todd Rokita lives, the Attorney General, but if he lives in Marion County, I wonder if he would vote for Hogsett over you.
No, he lives in Hendricks County.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Nige brings up Boss Hogsett. He announced this past week that he's running for a third term. In the past, he stated that he was all in on term limits. The last one was supposed to be the last one, but here we are again. Abdul, your thoughts?
We did some polling this past summer, and actually our pollster called the prosecutor's race right on the money. And we asked about the mayor's race, and so we asked, do you think the mayor deserves a third term? Only a third of the respondents said yes. A third said no, and a third said they were undecided. And also, half of Democrats thought that the mayor had pretty much done his job, and they were fine, and there's no need to run for a third term. So obviously there's something there. And sort of the the undercurrent, for lack of a better term. I think also the fact that Joe Hogsett has at least one primary challenger. For now, he may have two down the road. Robin Shackelford. And Robin Shackelford is African-American and female, and because she and a lot of African-Americans have had some issues with the mayor over slating and some other things, they didn't think their voices were being heard. So Joe's got a little bit of a hill to climb.
How is Shackelford different than Joe Hogsett? Like, what does she stand for that Joe Hogsett doesn't do?
I would say a little bit more sensitive to African-American issues and a little bit more inclusive to African-American issues as well.
How is she on crime?
She's not necessarily a defund the police person. I will give Robin credit for that.
Is that the bar now? Well, she's not defund the police.
But she does want to spend more money to deal with sort of the undercurrents of crime, because Robin said
the root cause kind of stuff.
Yeah, sort of the poverty, jobs, that sort of thing. But I'm a weed and seed guy. That you can't do the good stuff until you get rid of the bad guys, and we all know that most crime is committed by a handful of the same 5% of the population.
The guy that had 20 plus felonies, like, can we stop trying to find the root cause of his issues and just lock him away, please?
I'm a 3 strikes and you're out kind of guy.
Okay, all right.
Are you a stop and frisk kind of guy?
Actually, yes.
Because that's what happened in New York. That's part of the reason.
I'm a stop and frisk person, but done a little bit differently. Because I'm a firm believer, like, say, I wrote about this, so it's no big secret. I'm a big believer in police working with local folks. For example, I believe what Indianapolis should do, it's kind of like Crime Stoppers, is come up with a tip line. So if Grandma sees Pookie or Ray Ray, with a gun that Pookie or Ray Ray isn't supposed to have, she can call the police, report anonymously, like, hey, my nephew is on the street. He's at 5th and Emerson, with a gun. You guys need to go get him. I believe that's the way you do it. You don't just pull people over for no reason. But if you have probable cause or reasonable suspicion to pull someone over, then to me, stop and frisk works.
And with constitutional carry, the big misconception is that anybody can just walk around with a gun. You still have to buy that weapon legally, and you still have to pass the background check to have that weapon. So if you are a stop and frisk person, does this require law enforcement to kind of run your name and run your information?
I would that I'm still working out the details on, but I do believe the stop and frisk, if done right, does work.
Nationally, your thoughts? I mean, so Joe Hogsett announced he's running. You may announce that you're running for mayor, but Donald Trump announced 2 full years before the election that he was running for president again. Why did he do it so early? What do you stand on what happened this week? There's a lot of news happening nationally this week.
All I know, when Donald Trump announced he was running for president, I had to call my optometrist to get my eye rolls from the back of my head. That's like, good Lord, really? A third time? This is like Police Academy 3, Jaws 3, Friday the 13th Part 3, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, the RoboCop 3. The third one always sucks. So, like, if I were Donald Trump, I would just, like, you know what? You were president. You had fun. Go spend your money. Go play with your grandchildren. Just go enjoy the rest of your life and go retire and let somebody else, take over. Because I don't see it happening.
Abdul, I told Nigel last week that we can't make fun of Jaws 2 anymore because Indianapolis is the city from Jaws 2. We keep electing the same leaders, right? The mayor in Jaws 2 is the same as the mayor in Jaws 1. He won re-election. That's what we have done here in Indianapolis with Ryan Mears and Boss Hogsett. We can't make fun of them anymore.
Well, actually, yes, you can, because you got to be Ray Schneider, who kills Jaws in the first movie.
What do you think? I know that there's going to be a congressional investigation of Joe Biden and his son Hunter. Do you think anything's going to come of that?
No, not really. I don't think so. Because
it never does.
With a lot of these investigations, people make a lot of noise, both Democrats and Republicans. They make a lot of noise. They put together a report. Then it goes on the shelf somewhere.
Right. It's a lot of gotcha sound bites. We'll play the audio. We'll think it's funny. We'll have some reaction. And at the end of the day, not a damn thing will happen.
And by the way, do you think? I mean, even if Congress does recommend to the DOJ that, hey, yeah, maybe you should arrest Hunter and his dad, do you really think Biden's Department of Justice is going to?
They're not going to go after his father.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to happen because. As with Donald Trump and all the January 6th Commission and those subpoenas, it's not going to happen.
So, Abdul, what do you got coming up for Thanksgiving? What do plans look like?
To sit home and do absolutely nothing.
Nice.
Literally, do Nothing. Have fried chicken and steak and do absolutely
You're not
nothing.
a turkey person.
Not a big turkey person.
Got it. Abdul, have a great holiday, my friend. And when you're ready to make that announcement, we can't wait.
Do it on our show.
Well, I promise Rob. I promise everybody else.
Probably going to do it on his own show, I would imagine. But we want to be in the queue at least.
I'll pull like a like a politician. I'll do a podcast. Like let's have a conversation about the city of Indianapolis.
Abdul, thank you.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen.
All right, Matt Baer standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Still cleaning up this crash on the east side, southbound 465 between 70 and Washington 40. Two left lanes are blocked. Traffic is backed up well past 70, not quite to Penn Pike, but man, we're close. After that, southbound 465 stops down to get around Washington 274. Inbound 65 jams 21st Street to the north split, and eastbound 70 into downtown slow roll from West Street to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Meyer. Feast for less this Thanksgiving with Meyer Grade A frozen turkey for 55 cents per pound. Limit 2. Save big on your Thanksgiving meal and holiday shopping at Meyer. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
28 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Hopes are high for IU Hoops with one more run for Trace Jackson-Davis and Race Thompson and Xavier Johnson and promising newcomers like CJ Gunn and Jalen Hood-Schifino. And IU basketball lives here. IU travels to Cincinnati to take on Xavier. Today, pregame at 5, tip-off at 6. On your home for IU basketball, 93 WIBC.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give Family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad.
It is that bad. Don't settle. Switch to Xfinity and get one line of unlimited mobile and home internet together for $50 a month for 12 months. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Connect Internet customers only on one-year contract. Internet included for 12 months. New Xfinity mobile account required. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Xfinity post-pay internet required for Xfinity mobile. Additional devices extra. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Today's forecast is a chiller.
Living room turning into an icebox? We'll be right there. And 1 hour heating and air conditioning? We're
Always on time.
Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourheatandair.com. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Looking for the perfect gift this holiday? Crew Car Wash books are on everyone's list. And right now, buy 4 Ultimate Washes and get 2 free. Available online or at any Crew Car Wash location. Plus, get a free bonus wash now through November 30th.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, is back on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war. We're already at war.
Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on Paramount Network.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. For years, I've heard that a mortgage company can't do a Black Friday sale. Well, once again, it's time to prove them wrong. Complete an application for a refinance or purchase by the end of the year and receive up to $1,000 back at closing. The Black Friday sale starts now. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com/Friday. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
At Shane Company, we know that love and meaning can be captured in a beautiful piece of fine jewelry. That's why we offer so many options to make your holiday gift even more personal. Jewelry with a birthstone makes a wonderful gift because it holds so much significance. Shane Company has unique styles with birthstones for every month of the year. Diamonds, cultured pearls, rubies, opals, and more. Why not create a necklace with her birthstone and then add a charm for good luck? A necklace with the first letter of her name lets her know how important she is to you. And our gold letter charms sparkle with diamond accents. Or select an engravable style. Give your loved one a bracelet inscribed with the place you met so they'll never forget that moment. Or capture your strong connection with a promise ring inscribed with both of your initials. Our jewelry consultants will make it easy. At Shane Company, we give you so many ways to create gifts infused with meaning. Treasures they'll have forever.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers, certified electronics recycling. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount, at any time. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything? On 93 WIBC.
Hammer! How do we play Is This Anything?
I'll run some stories by you. You break down all of the information that's been presented, and you give us a verdict if the story is anything or not.
All right.
Is this anything? An employee at a nursing home in New York filmed a deer that had broken into the joint. But what the deer really wants is to get out.
Yeah.
And it does so by crashing through the window.
Oh, my God. Don't! There's a deer in here. Oh, he's out! He's out! Look out! He's out!
No way! No way, man. Sounded like Spicoli. No way. Yeah, that's something. A deer in a nursing home, and you could actually hear it break through the.
Oh, he's out!
There it is.
He's out!
I mean, didn't we talk about this a couple days ago? Like the deer that got into Kroger in Zionsville,
right?
Back in the day,
I was running amok.
Crazy. And this brings us to a new segment on the Hammer and Nigel show. I don't think we've ever done this before. Great moments in deer getting indoors history.
Oh, okay.
Here is a viral video of a deer crashing into a house.
Came out here and I heard a weird noise. I didn't want him to go where my son was.
My first thought was to just save myself, I ain't gonna lie. So I ran back in my room and tried to grab my gun to shoot the deer in the house. I was gonna shoot the house up.
Great moments. Great moments in deer getting indoors history, like this one of a deer crashing through the window of a hair salon.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
It's the dumbest animals alive.
Hey, you okay? You okay? Close the door back.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Back for more.
What's that from? You're flying.
I mean, just destroyed the place. They are truly aren't they one of the dumbest animals on the face of the planet? I mean, the pea brains.
I'm not sure.
I mean, like this brain's the size of literally my pinky finger.
So they're Joe Biden. That's what you're telling me.
Look at
that. Is this anything? A girl filmed her dad scrolling through her phone to see if he was selected for the pre-sale of Taylor Swift tickets.
Yeah.
Let's listen to see what happens.
This is a dad?
I got it.
At the beginning of that, it sounded like there was a wild deer on the loose.
There's the deer. Now here's the dad. Yeah, I think this is something. I'm sure he's probably happy that he got his tickets for his daughter.
Right.
Just, I mean, like, I didn't get this excited when my wife told me she was pregnant for the first time. I actually said, what'd you say? Say that again? Repeat that?
I'm sorry, what?
No, but, I mean, listen to this guy. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, for Taylor Swift tickets, they just canceled like the public sale for Taylor Swift tickets.
It's been a disaster.
It's an unbelievable disaster with was it Ticketmaster?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Would you get that excited? Have you ever been that excited about anything, Hammer?
When the Cubs won the World Series, I was excited, but I didn't sound like that.
No.
Sounds like somebody's tickling Richard Simmons.
Okay, well, we usually talk to the coach about an hour from now, right? But since there's IU basketball coming up, should we get him on the horn a little bit after 4:30? Bunch of stuff I want to get to him.
Let's do it.
All right, Coach, coming up next, a little bit after 4:30, 93 WIBC. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It was another hot summer day in Evansville, Indiana. My grandmother unfolded the newspaper she had just picked up from her front stoop. A cold shiver ran down her spine. Moms and dads across America knew this was coming, but it still took her breath away. It was June 6, 1944. The headline read, Allies Invade France. This is Brian Robert Singer with Singer Financial. That front page from the Evansville Courier hangs in my office hallway beside a picture of my Uncle Bob hugging Grandma's neck as he sits on her lap in his white dress Navy uniform before he's shipped overseas. Both are laughing and cherishing the moment. I never met my Uncle Bob, but every time I look at that picture, I think about the good times I had with my grandparents growing up in Evansville. And I remember my grandmother telling me more than once, one of these days you'll turn around and wonder where all the years went. Grandma was right. Time flies. But the good news is, you're the pilot. Time can't be saved or stored, and nobody has more than 24 hours each day. You're in charge of how you use the hours, days, and years you have in your lifetime. Time is a gift that can only be exchanged for something else. Sleep, exercise, travel, dinner and conversation with friends and loved ones, attending your favorite sporting events, day trips, and shopping excursions with your granddaughter. The next time you ask yourself, where did the time go? You now have an answer to your own question. I exchanged it for something else. Grandma knew, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. If you're an aspiring retiree looking for a financial planning partner who understands that the why is more important than the how, I invite you to invest some time with us discussing your next chapter in life. Call 317-852-9153 or go to singerfinancialgroup.com to schedule a visit.
Investment advisory services offered through registered investment advisors Howard Bailey Securities, LLC, and AU Wealth Management, LLC. Working with Singer Financial cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Hey, Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. My Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus special financing. Ends Monday. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It's going to be cold, cloudy and 27 degrees in downtown Indy. Not much on radar, maybe some light snow, low of 19 degrees tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Northern Indiana will get some lake effect snow today and this weekend. Central Indiana is in the clear.
Thankfully for central Indiana and areas, in the central portions of the state, we aren't looking at any accumulating snow today, but there could be a few flurries as we get into the afternoon.
Forecaster Andrew White says the bigger threat is freezing cold. late tonight and this weekend. He says we're back in the 40s and 50s next week. A mobile home fire that killed 2 children in Brazil, Indiana, Wednesday may have started from an electrical issue, says the Clay County Sheriff's Office. That issue may have been from a power strip, and foul play is not suspected. A 3-year-old and 3-month-old died in the fire while their father was at work, and the mother was across the street with a neighbor. The Justice Department has named a special counsel to oversee the Mar-a-Lago and January 6th investigations. Fox's Kristen Goodwin reports.
Attorney General Merrick Garland names Jack Smith to serve as a special counsel to investigate the retention of national defense information at Mar-a-Lago and January 6th, specifically any attempts to overturn the 2020 election.
As special counsel, he will exercise independent prosecutorial judgment to decide whether charges should be brought.
Calling Smith a veteran prosecutor with a reputation of being impartial and determined, adding he believes
that appointing a special counsel at this time is the right thing to do. The extraordinary circumstances presented here demand it.
Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Paramount Schools was already planning on opening new school facilities in South Bend and Lafayette, but after getting a $3 million gift, it'll be a lot easier. CEO Tommy Reddix tells Wish TV about how they didn't see this coming.
No application. There was no warning. We had no idea if it was a scam or legitimate. It was just really humbling, really exciting.
The gift came from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott and has no restrictions. With your stock report, the Dow was up 199 to 33,745. The Nasdaq up a point to 11,146, and the S&P 500 gaining 18 points, closing the day at 3,965. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-632-4055 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-632-4055. That's 800-632-4055. What do you have to lose? Call 800-632-4055. Again, 800-632-4055.
With traffic at 4:34, here's Matt Baer.
Hancock County crash on US 40. It's the eastbound lanes that are shut down near Philadelphia Spring Lake. It's eastbound 40 at County Road 200 west to 150 west to be specific. That's going to be to the west of Greenfield. Great day to keep it clean on I-70 with that shutdown on 40s. East side southbound 465 crash after I-70 blocking 2 left lanes with traffic stop and go past 70. Not quite to Penn Pike, about halfway there. Traffic sponsored by Royal Spa. Everyone knows that soaking in Epsom salts can make you feel better. Now imagine soaking in Epsom salts in a Royal Spa hot tub. RoyalSpa.com. Royal Spa. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And a forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should see some sunshine today, but a cold day. Highs in the lower 30s, if not upper 20s, with feel like temps in the teens. Tonight, mostly clear and cold, with overnight lows bottoming out in the mid-teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8, Stephanie Mead for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It is the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here.
Hello.
And joining us now on the DriveHubler.com hotline, the coach, Dan Dockich. Coach, I want to be cool. I want to be rational. But can we talk about Jeff Saturday? Sweet mother of God here. The dude has reinvigorated a fan base, Coach. I am completely fanboy in. I am in on the Jeff Saturday experience. I don't want to hear crap from Bill Cowher or Joe Thomas or any of these people, these little Kyle Brandt guys.
Kyle Brandt.
I am here for the Jeff Saturday experience.
Hey, I get it. Fritz Pollard and their alliance, they're going to investigate this. They should, but I got to tell you, I'm just going to tell you, 99.9% of people are like, okay, you do what you got to do, but can we win on Sunday?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Can we get a W on Sunday? Investigate it. Do your thing, man. You guys have been great. You've championed diversity. And as an African-American coaching buddy of mine said yesterday to me, he goes, Dan, look on the sidelines of the NFL, man. He goes, in his words, he goes, it's all African-American. He goes, so what's eventually going to happen is there are going to be, because guys are now working all over the place. He goes, just look on the sideline. He goes, and there's going to be a ton of head coaches in the next 10 years, and it's because of things. Fritz Pollard, if you don't know, they're investigating this hiring, the Rooney Rule, and it's all good. It really is. But I'm with you. Like, hey, we'll worry about that after the season. Right now, when Jeff Saturday started Matt Ryan, I was all in because I got spies everywhere. My spies tell me there ain't nobody in that building, nobody that believes Sam Ehlinger was the guy. Joe Wrights came on my show. He said, Dan, as soon as he announced Matt Ryan, he got instant credibility with the veterans because they all know. Look, Sam Ehlinger, fine, great. Yay, Rob, go fight, win. Maybe next year, the year after, who knows? But right now, it is about Matt Ryan leading this team, and I am with you. Do whatever you got to do. Find Jimmy Irsay after the season. But we got a game against the Eagles this week, baby.
The Eagles!
Swear to God. So we address, I'm all for everything that you got to do, but the average fan right now is saying, hey, at least we got a pulse here with the Colts, right? At least we got some life here with the Colts.
Right. And I think Pat McAfee said something interesting this past week. With this whole Jeff Saturday, no experience to the head coach role, maybe this is going to be a good thing for the black community. Maybe this is going to be a good thing because there's a lot of athletes, predominantly African Americans, that can make that jump from playing in the league to being a head coach. Maybe we're moving past this whole, you've got to be an assistant for 6, 7, 8 years. No, maybe somebody that was a really good player can jump up and be a head coach. We see it in the NBA. We don't see it too much in the NFL, but maybe this is going to be a good thing.
Well, like my buddy told me, he goes, Dan, he goes, look, he goes, all of this stuff, all you do, you look on a sideline. He goes, just next time, and I did, look on a sideline of an NFL team. And, he's a coach, and he's come up, and he's still an assistant, and he would like to be a head coach. He asked me not to say his name because, maybe I could say it on here, but not Outkick. Anyway, so it's one of those deals where you're like, who knows what's going to happen? I do know this. I do know this 100%. It's a copycat league. Like you tell me, Jeff Saturday goes 8-0, gets to the Super Bowl, whatever, shoot.
Right.
You'll see, whoever, name a guy. Like Ryan Clark will be the head coach of the Steelers next year. Dan Orlovsky will be head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Deion Sanders jumped into college football, and he's done great.
See, the thing is, and this is really interesting, character and leadership. And you know what? I've made fun of horseshoe guy and all that kind of stuff. But you got to give a little credit. You got to give a little credit to that locker room because that locker room, the leadership, and if you want to say Buckner or you want to say Quentin Nelson or you want to say Jonathan, whoever you want to say is the leader in that, you got to pitch in for them. Look, when I was the interim head coach at Indiana, I had a bunch of drug-doing punks. And frankly, they didn't listen to Samson, and I'm sitting there fighting every day to the point where I had to suspend guys and that kind of thing. It's a lot different when you got high character going. And I feel like the Colts got some high character, and this may be the time where it actually pays off and matters.
I was had ESPN on in the background this morning getting ready. A couple of those guys picked the Colts to win this weekend.
Money line, outright.
Hey, hold on a second. Those guys have been jackasses to Saturday because
they have.
You know what?
Yeah.
When he first got hired, they did that whole thing. Everybody, like Cowher. Cowher did something that was really stupid, in my opinion. He showed himself to be a dumbass when he said, well, you've got guys on the staff that should have been elevated. No, you've got guys on that staff that are lucky to have damn jobs. You got guys, John Fox, are you kidding me? Scotty Montgomery, he's an offensive guy. Nobody from that offensive staff they got to be lucky they have a job. That offense was so putrid. So, look, Cowher, say what he wants, hide behind whatever he wants, but he just showed himself to be a dumbass, and I'm not here for that. I'm just not here for that kind of stupidity. I'm all in on Jeff Saturday. You guys are all in on Jeff Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
And let's be honest, that's all Jeff Saturday needs is us, the three of us.
But you're not taking the points. +7?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I'm sprinkling money line. I'm going +7. I'm taking Michigan State -10 against Indiana. A good friend of mine who's working the game told me take, no matter how many points it goes to, take Michigan to beat the living crap out of Illinois. I'm taking Florida -14 against Vanderbilt. Oh, yeah, I may even take Purdue -18, or I may take Northwestern. But I am on a cold streak starting yesterday like I have never seen. I'm putting a park on. I'm going to get hot this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Colts and the points. I got Iowa, the Fighting Hawkeyes, Iowa, getting the points against Minnesota. Why? Because Purdue needs them to lose, and Purdue never gets nice things. That's why that's going to happen. Give me Iowa and the points, Coach.
I cannot argue that. And I will tell you who totally is nodding their head right now when you said Purdue never gets nice things. Every Purdue fan in the country is going, yeah, you're right. You're right. If we win 7 in a row, we know 8 losses in a row is coming. If we win 4 in a row, we know we're going to have a devastating defeat. Hello, St. Peter's. It's just the way it's going to be. But I hope Purdue gets nice things. I hope Purdue gets to the championship game. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Outrage in Qatar as the World Cup is banning alcohol sales, Coach. Did I hear you talking about this earlier this morning on your Outkick show? The World Cup starts this weekend, and I'm just, what did you think when you first heard that? And I think people are kind of missing the larger point about the World Cup in the oppressive country like Qatar.
Well, the bigger point is, who you hanging with. So you make a deal, you're going to go to Qatar, or Kate, or whatever the hell you want to call that place. And you know what? It's obviously a deal with the devil. Yeah. And whenever you deal with the devil, I dealt, basically in my world, of course, it always comes back to the Indy Star. I've always really dealt with one knucklehead in my life, and it comes back to bite you. It always does. And this came back to bite the Soccer Federation. All of a sudden, 2 days before, Budweiser's out there, and they spend millions over the years. Now, this isn't a quick partnership between Budweiser and FIFA. This is a long-time thing. And 2 days before. Now, here's the deal with it. You can have beers outside the stadium. You can have alcohol in the suites. The rich people, they said champagne, whiskeys, wine, other liquors, but you can't have it in the stadium. And, let's be honest. I mean, soccer's a tough watch. I mean, I get it. People love it. But in our country, if you're going to go to a soccer game, you better grab a 6, sneak it in on your person. But it's amazing to me. 2 days before, you've got all these literally millions of bottles and cans of Budweiser served, and they said no alcohol in the stadium. It's when you do a deal with the devil, man, it always comes back to bite you.
I just love how people are outraged by this, but not the oppressive human rights violations of this country.
Honest to God.
That's
exactly right. For 12 years, 12 years ago, Qatar had this announced. And I was listening to a reporter named Grant Wall, and Grant Wall said, look, he's there. Everything's brand new. Like literally $200 billion poured into this. Roads, brand new. Hotels, brand new. A subway, brand new. Stadiums, brand new. Buildings, everything brand new. And, people get there and they're like in awe, right? Because everything's brand new, but you're still in a place that in terms of human rights is horrendous. In terms of any type of diversity of thought is horrendous. But yeah, man, don't take our beer, damn it. We're going to have a real problem. And if anybody understands that, it's my boy Hammer. He gets it.
Coach, have a great Thanksgiving. Tell the family we said hello. And thank you for being good to this show throughout the year, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you for being good to my show. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks.
All right. We've got the last Beer Sample Friday before Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And I brought the libations today.
Ooh, what'd you bring? Me?
I will show you when we come back. Right. Beer Sample Friday next.
The next time you visit your healthcare provider, we'll ask you about your race, ethnicity, and preferred language. Why do we ask? We ask because we care. Providing you with the highest level of care requires that we know all we can about you. Not only will this help us take better care of you, it will also help us learn more about our community and the additional services we can provide to keep Indiana as healthy as possible. This message is brought to you by Indiana University Health, Eskenazi Health, and Community Health Network.
Hubler has all the top brands: Chevy, Buick, GMC, Ford, Acura, Honda, Mazda, Nissan, and more. And every new vehicle includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to sell your vehicle? We'll pay you top dollar, even if you don't buy ours. Take it from Brooke Hubler.
You can get a car anywhere, but you can only get a warranty like this at Hubler. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Visit drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. A copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
Big savings here towards the end of the year at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. So don't forget, they got some huge Black Friday deals next week after Thanksgiving, including Tempur-Pedic mattresses for as low as $70 a month. Are you kidding me? I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress from Thompson Furniture. We love it. Awesome deals on Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture. 10% off the sale price of the Big Green Egg.
Family owned and operated by the same family since 1927, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. When everybody else is raising their prices due to inflation or whatever, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, they still have free delivery and setup within 75 miles of the store. Plus, these guys take care of us here at the Hammer and Nigel Show. They support us, so go down there to C-Bus in Columbus and take care of these guys. Awesome Hoosier-owned business. ThompsonFurniture.net. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
Feel like you're riding an economic roller coaster? All the whiplash has likely wreaked havoc on your investment portfolio, maybe even derailing your future plans. It's unpredictable, uncertain, and unsettling. It's time to regain your footing with a second opinion from Edelman Financial Engines. We're Barron's #1 rated independent financial advisory firm 5 years running, so you can be confident you're getting integrated wealth management advice, including tax planning, estate planning, insurance, and more from an experienced and trusted investment advisory firm. Take advantage of a complimentary wealth checkup with a planner who puts your needs first. There's no sales pressure and no obligation. When it comes to your financial well-being, you can count on the top-rated independent financial advisory firm in the nation. Visit Edelman Financial Engines at EFEWealthPlanners.com. That's EFEWealthPlanners.com. Barron's rating awarded annually each September 2018 to 2022. Compensation paid for distribution of rating.
School buses are densely packed spaces with poor ventilation, making the school bus the weakest link in a school's efforts to reduce disease transmission. Go to schoolbusair.com to learn more.
It's B-Window's Black Friday sale.
52% discount plus manufacturer's rebates and no interest, no payments for 18 months.
Trust me.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
East side crash southbound 465 after I-70 blocking 2 left lanes and traffic backed up past 70. Crash at Hancock County. This one's on US 40 just west of Greenfield at County Road 150 West, okay? And I've been told that it is multiple vehicles, but they're getting it cleaned up. Traffic is slowly moving through on the shoulder. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Don't miss the annual B-Window Black Friday sale. Up to 52% discount plus manufacturer's rebates. No payments, no interest for 18 months. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
28 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
And now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
And we're brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Going to have some huge Black Friday sales next week after Thanksgiving.
You know what I love to see? When our friend Spencer at Thompson Furniture sends us like pictures of Hammer and Nigel listeners going in there, getting their Hammer and Nigel Yeti cups and smiling for the camera.
They'll go in there. You could buy like you buy anything, buy a mattress or a couch or something like that, and then they'll hook you up with a Hammer and Nigel custom engraved Yeti. And
which I love the Yeti cups.
Every time I take one of those to my neighbor's house, he's like, "Well, can I get one of those?" I'm like, "Well, go buy a mattress."
Right, free delivery, Skippy.
So, usually Beer Sample Friday, here's how it works. We will sometimes sample other brewers' beers that they'll bring in for us. Sometimes a bartender will bring in a beer from our favorite bar. Sometimes we just buy our own beer. Sometimes there's a theme to the beer, what's going on this weekend, and sometimes it's just random.
Right. And today's one of those random times. So I walked into the liquor store, and I just noticed something that we haven't had yet. And it caught my eye, and it's a local product, so I thought, let's give it a shot today. I'm going to pass this over to you here, Nige.
Oh, Sister City Colts. This is this Indiana? Yeah, this is Indiana City Brewing, isn't
it?
Yes. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You were gone last Friday, and I had another Indiana City brew.
Oh, did you?
It was the one with the big horse. It was called Kickoff for the Colts.
Okay.
But Indiana City, they're downtown, I think, off Shelby.
Okay.
And this is called Sister City Kolsch. And I actually know this beer. I don't think we've had it before, right?
I haven't had it. That's why I picked it up. And Sister City, it's paired with a city in Germany, which is said to be like the sister city of Indianapolis.
Yeah, Cologne, Germany. And that's where you're right. That's where the Kolsch style of brewing came from originally, was Cologne, Germany, which is a sister city of Indianapolis. So
was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no.
Yeah.
Pour yourself a little something there, and
we are doing it, keeping it classy here with styrofoam cups. I believe the Kolsch style beer supposed to be poured into a pole style skinny tall glass, but I really don't care.
We got Liston and Beech Grove in the house, and we're going to pour it into a styrofoam cup. Damn it! That's how we're going to get down. Cheers.
Oh. Was I listening to the? Oh man, that's good, man.
Oh, that is really good.
I love Kolsch style beer, man. That's good.
I love
Thank
beer.
you.
Can I just say that?
Yeah, you're allowed to say that.
I love beer. Beer is good.
Thanks to Coach for coming on with us earlier. I heard you on his show. When was that about? 12:30 today. And you said something like you're Charlie. What were you saying? And
I was
then
talking about how Purdue fans like. Nothing good ever happens for Purdue. Just when you think they're going to get over the hump, Charlie Brown tries to kick the football and Lucy steals it away.
Yeah, and then didn't he say the same thing like 3 minutes later?
Dockett said, you know what Purdue is like? Clearly wasn't listening to a word I had to say.
I was dying laughing. What was he doing? He made the exact same analogy as you did like 60 seconds later.
Right, because he was broadcasting on a remote location, so he wasn't in studio.
Right.
And clearly wasn't paying a bit of attention to what I had to say.
I think you called him Biden. I was rolling. That was so funny.
Yeah, old man Dockett and old man Biden not paying any attention, repeating lines, shaking hand with the air.
Oh, man, that's good stuff right there. IU basketball coming up right at 5 o'clock, right?
Right, and this is a big game. Xavier is really good, and it's a traditional program that makes a run at this thing all the time.
IU's on the road. Right?
IU is down in Cincinnati. We've got full coverage, and the game here. But man, can you get into college basketball yet? Like, there's no bigger sports fan than I am. I love to watch. I love to play when I can. I love to gamble on it. But man, I just can't get into college basketball just yet.
It's pretty fresh. It's pretty new for the year, for the season, because there's so much else going on. There's NFL, there's college football.
Right.
I forgot there was a basketball, there was a tournament in town at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Oh, yeah. Big mega teams. You had Kentucky and Michigan State, Duke and Kansas.
Totally forgot all about that.
Yeah, man, I just
you're
can't.
Not a bad person. I get it.
Get into it. I know that's sacrilege here in Indiana, where basketball is religion, but man, it's football season to me.
It is. But if you're an IU fan, I think you're probably paying more attention to the basketball team.
Oh, yeah. I think you started paying attention to the basketball team about 3 months ago. And we have got coverage for you. Don Fisher on the call, and our pal John Herrick's going to be doing some stuff as well. The Hoosiers, the Musketeers, Indiana, Xavier. That's coming up next. We will talk to you on Monday, 3 to 7, full show, right here on 93 WIBC.